Books, 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 books. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for October of 2025. Another great month, some great things to show you here, and my opportunity to say thank you for everything that was sent my way. Let's kick it off like usual, guys, talking about those books I always say that count. Digital purchases, and I do not have my reading device up here, and I didn't realize it until just now, so I get to show you that I still haven't talked about the Kobo Libra Color, but think you might be in for some surprises here before the end of the year. Let's talk about those digital purchases here, guys. I picked up one by an author named Keelan Patrick Burke. Now, this book is called Ken, and this was recommended to me after I said how much I loved Brother by Anya Allborn. Now, obviously, a name like Ken, it sounds like maybe it's just something similar. I don't know. But again, when it's spooky season, you get lots of good horror recommendations, and this one was one that came up a lot when I was talking about Brother. So if it's anything even close to what Brother was for me, it should be a pretty big hit. Speaking of Anya Allborn, because Brother was such a big hit, I said I would definitely try her again, and the one that was recommended to me the most was Seed. So that is the one that I am probably going to go to next. I imagine I'll be doing that next year since I do spooky season stuff, not just in spooky season anymore. I do it year-round now. I can fit that in sometime during the year, and very much looking forward to it because Brother will be in consideration for my top 10 at the end of the year. Very, very good book, and I'm anxious to see if it's an author that's going to be a new horror mainstay with me, because that's always something that I am looking for. Can she join Ronald Malfi on that perch of new modern horror authors that I just cannot get enough of? We will find out. Guys, I'm going to be doing a read-along in quarter number 1 of 2026. It's going to be for the Rift War Saga by Raymond E. Feist. I got that beautiful set from Broken Binding, but I don't know how much I want to read out of it. So I went ahead and picked them up on digital just because of the ease of access. Obviously, I can take it with me to work. I can read it in bed or whatever, but those editions are so beautiful. I'm just so scared of ruining them, messing them up, fingerprinting them up, or leaving them out to where my kids can get them and do what kids do to your really, really precious valuables. So basically, when I'm in the office reading here, I'll be reading out those beautiful editions when I'm, out of this office, because, the kids know not to come in here on pain of death. So that's basically, if I'm taking it out of this room, that's a big no-no. So basically, I'll be reading the Kindle outside of this office space, and that's a plan. And that read-along will be January, February, March, and April of 2026 if you guys want to join us. It isn't like a big old hoopla, we're going to do some special thing, but a lot of us are getting together. We're going to be reading this on those times on the Discord. If you want to join us over there, we would love to have you, because this will be my first experience with Raymond Feist and the world of Rift War, and it is not a moment too soon. I've been thinking about this one for a long time, and it was Broken Binding that went ahead and pushed me over the edge with those stunning editions, because their covers always make me want to read the book. That's what they're really, really good at. How about some physical purchases, guys? I got a couple of them down here, and they're very heavy, so I forgot to get them before I said that to you. There was a new edition of the Chronicles of Narnia that came out. This is I guess they call it a deluxe edition. I don't know if it was by Barnes & Noble, but that's who I bought it from. This is beautiful. Look, I know that Narnia seems to be like very combative with people. For me, this was, my first fantasy series as a young man. It's the first time I read a series of fantasy books, and it's just always going to be special to me, obviously. But I'm very, very excited about this. Narnia is always going to be something I'm looking to upgrade. I've upgraded Lord of the Rings 4 or 5 times. This will be the 3rd time I think I've upgraded my Narnia set, but this is I guess an addition that really is just honoring what this series truly is. And again, in the end, yes, I know it's a lot of nostalgia, but I also think if you have young kids, read this with them, and I think that they'll really, really grow to love it as I did as a young man. But I do love that they have in this is that they have it in the order that C.S. Lewis intended, which is not publication order. It begins with Magician's Nephew. And look, I will side with the publication order only people on most cases, but not with Narnia. This is the way it should be read, and I'll stand by that forever. You guys know I do love me some Hellblazer, John Constantine, and I have the full Garth Ennis set up there, where they put together the same set for the ones that I actually discovered John Constantine and Hellblazer with, and that's the Jamie Delano series, so I got both of those. So I have all of the Hellblazer stuff that I am really familiar with. I read Original Sins when it first came out, I think, And I did not been when it first came out, but it was my first experience that obviously was Swamp Thing. and things like that. Solomon Grundy, Stan Van Gundy, sports fan, guys. It's going to happen sometimes. But, you know, John Constantine's one of my favorite characters in all of comics. And I keep telling my friends that are big Dresden Files fans that say you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and you like Dresden Files and you want someone like Harry but a lot more damaged and smokes a lot instead of drinks a lot of Coca-Cola, think that John Constantine's going to be your guy. Very, very cool. And I got to think that Jim Butcher had to be influenced just a touch by this. I didn't ask him that one. When I did speak to Jim Butcher, I asked him, you know, were you influenced by Buffy? And he's like, of course I was, you know, but I didn't ask him really very much about Hellblazer. But I have a feeling that he was very much a fan, as am I. And as should you be. I love this series so much. And I pray that someday we will get an actual, love Keanu. That wasn't Constantine. I hope that someday we get a real adaptation of Hellblazer, a real honest and true version, because I think it could really, really be great if it is done right. How about instead of authors, let's do publishers first this time, because guys, I've got some mystery boxes that have just been eating away at me. First up, this is from Hungry Minds, and I mean, even this box is beautiful, so I'm guessing what's inside is going to be quite nice as well. Ah, yes, this is the book. Wow, look at that. Has some really cool stuff inside here. It's got a poster. It's got an envelope. Let's see what else in here. Censor. It says 18 plus, so turn away if you are not of age. Okay, look at that. Wow, right? You know, I've got more to say about this one. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, guys, which is Hungry Minds and the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. Now, name aside, this is more than just a book. It's a captivating illustrated encyclopedia of humankind's greatest inventions and discoveries. The book has achieved international recognition and global crowdfunding, eclipsing over $2.3 million via Kickstarter. Over 50 professionals were involved in its creation, which is easy to see with the visual aesthetics, paper quality, and absolutely incredible illustrations. It's printed on premium matte art paper and a laminated hardcover with unique art combining engineering drawings and medieval art styles. But it isn't just for those with a PhD. I believe this has universal appeal for both technical and humanities-minded readers. While it delivers rare knowledge and inspires deeper thinking, it also contains puzzles and quests for the reader to discover, adding some extra intrigue and interactivity with a blend of history, science, art, and religion. With the holidays coming up, the book has incredible gift potential that is the perfect gift for a smart friend or yourself. If you click the link in the description or pinned comment below and use the promo code MikeBook10, you can get 10% off of your order now. And get your own copy of the book and begin your own journey through the history of innovation that combines beauty, intellect, and inspiration. Some more mystery boxes here. I guess you can't really call that a mystery box, but it looks like some type of journal. Let's see here. New York Comic Con to host launch of Oscar-nominated filmmaker Barry Alexander Brown's debut fantasy trilogy. So I'm guessing this is by Barry Alexander Brown. I'm not familiar with, let's see, a comic? Sure, who he is. Oscar-nominated filmmaker, not comic. It's Comic-Con. All right, let's see here. Okay, it's a nice cover. This is called Wind by Barry Alexander Brown. And it's going to be book one of a trilogy. So I'm going to drop the links down below for some of these. You want to check them out, guys. This one is from Merrick Books. And at first I thought, okay, they sent me the new Gunmetal Gods book, and I thought, hopefully they didn't accidentally send me a second one, but I see it has a note from Andrew at Merrick Books. Mike, surprise, thank you for all that you do for the book community. Hope you enjoy. He's got some stuff in here. Let's see what we have in here. A really, really cool wooden bookmark. Benjamin Ashwood and Crystallis. I'm not sure what that says. Anyway, let's see what the book is. Got some coasters in here. Coasters in here. Koozies. Guess I'm thirsty. Yeah, this is much, much thinner than ℧𝕦𝕣𝕒𝕠𝕜𝕤's books are. I love this paper, but it seems like it goes on and on and on. You see my broken binding videos. Okay, this is Benjamin Ashwood. Let's open her up. I really like that case. It's different than the usual slip sleeve, or you're afraid of damaging it. Okay. This is something. Look at that. Benjamin Ashwood. And is that the name of the book? Oh, ℚ𝕦𝕤𝕣𝕔𝕙𝕒𝕤𝕤 was a book. The author is A.C. Cobble. Look at that. Wow. And this is like open. You guys can tell that. That's really wicked. Yeah, it looks very similar in design to those ones that ℓ𝕦𝕤𝕣𝕠𝕜 is doing. Just as not as much graphics on the front of it, but the spine and the actual the binding actually kind of reminds me of that. That's wow. Look at that. I've heard the name A.C. Cobble. I'm just not sure where. But I want to thank Andrew and Merrick Books for sending this over. They do incredible stuff. I've only seen this. And did they do the... I don't think they did. No, they didn't do the Boy's Life one. I've seen something else that they did. I probably have it on my shelf back there. Just having a hard time remembering. But yeah, Merrick Books does absolutely beautiful work. And thank you guys very much for this one. I do got a couple more things from some publishers. And again, guys, I'm going to drop a link below if you want to know about any of these. Ashwood, this is by Logan Myers. Okay, next up, this is Shadow Play by L.R. Lamb. I think I've gotten one of those before. This is by Daw Books. Got those beautiful painted edges. This one was actually one that was on my list to read this year, and it kind of got lost in the shuffle because there's so many huge, just massive book releases in November. And I mean massive as in like they're very popular and they're also very large. This is Blackfire Blade by James Logan. I reviewed Silver Blood Promise last year. I liked it. Thought it left a lot of room for things that I'd like to see done differently. But as far as a debut, it was very good. And definitely enough for me to continue with that series. But this has a really good, just like, if you just like a really good duo, I think the first book will really be what you was looking for. And this one, I was very excited to continue with it. And that'll probably be early sometime next year. This is from Telemoro. They liked my review of Joe Hill's King Sorrow. And so they sent me another book and said they thought that this one might be exactly what they think that I would be looking for. To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. I'm not really familiar with it. That's just a straight recommendation from the publisher. And thank you to the Telemoro, not only for giving me that Joe Hill book early, but sending me this. R.A. Salvatore, this is following up with new Drizzt books. I believe this is Drizzt's daughter. This is The Finest Edge of Twilight. Now, I don't know if Drizzt, if he's done writing Drizzt or what, because I'm, about 40 books behind in that series. But I saw a lot of negativity on this on Twitter, and I understand that obviously Drizzt is a very popular character, and we've seen so much of legacy characters being replaced and just basically shitting on those legacy characters. I would have a hard time believing that Salvatore is going to do that to a character that basically is what he's famous for. So I'm not really sure, but I've got to read more Drizzt, obviously, before I get to this. But I'm going to thank the publisher for sending this over. I'm glad that the legacy of Drizzt is continuing on no matter what, as is the books coming from Broken Binding. Cannot say thank you enough for these because, guys, anything Broken Binding does really just knocks my socks off. This is Children of God by Mary Doria Russell. This is book 2 in The Sparrow, which was a book I hadn't really heard of until I talked about it last book. A lot of people were saying that book will kind of rip your heart out a little bit. And so I don't know about this really, but it's a beautiful edition. And what I said earlier, any Broken Binding book makes me want to read a book that I otherwise might have never had on my radar, like that series by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is book 3 in that series, Mirrored Heavens. What was this one called? I did this last month, didn't I? I couldn't remember what it was called. The series is called Between Earth and Sky. This is book number 3. Does not disappoint as far as aesthetics go. This one looks very much like the Gunmetal Gods as far as, the big sea monsters. Who knows? Who knows? But if it's half as good as it is beautiful on the outside, it's a series I definitely want to check out. So anything, like I said, that Broken Binding makes, it puts it on my radar to give a try down the line, because reading from beautiful editions like this, yes, it can get kind of scary, like it is with those Raymond Weiss ones, but it also will make you want to read them more. So what I always tell you guys, if you are upset about the long wait for Broken Binding, at least get on the waiting list while you get upset about it, and you will get there faster than you think they do. They are growing, and they're going to keep on accepting more and more new subscribers. So get on the waiting list. That's the best thing that I can recommend for you to do. How about we move along now to some authors? Okay, first up we have Rhythm Sword Warriors. This is by Lara J. Nance. Lara, my apologies. Whichever the proper way to say that. That's what I meant to say. Russell House. This is by Chris Donovan. Cover kind of reminds me of, what was it, The Institute, except that was a train car. But still, very, very cool cover. Children of the Serpent Sky by Joshua White. He sent me the first 2 of his series. Now here's book number 3. Again, beautiful, beautiful covers in that series. Anybody check those out? Let me know what you guys think about them. This is by Robert C. Lehman. This is Bathed in Ink and Blood. That's a great title. I appreciate your note there, Robert. That's very good. It's very, very nice. Next is a set from Andrew Watson. This is I don't believe this, I think these might be in the same series. I'm not sure. This is Harbinger of Justice. This is The Black Mantle and Silence is Silver. Kind of look at them here. Nice postcard. Very nice. I think these are fully independently released. So they got the naked hardcovers, like Thiago had. Yeah, very, very nice. I love a naked hardcover. I love a dust jacket too. I love a good painted edge. I can't decide. I just need like 360 rotating, floating books in my shelves. That's what I need. The Black Mantle. Is such a thing been made? I don't think so. It would be very, very expensive, I'm guessing. A couple more here that are friends of the channel. Rob J. Hayes, he sent me Never Die a couple years ago. This is set in the same world, the God Eater world, I think. But he said it's very standalone in nature. This is Hammerfall. I think that's coming out here in February of next year. But I really like Never Die. I should definitely read some more of Rob J. Hayes. Shauna Lawless, the greatest accent known to mankind. This is Daughter of the Otherworld, and she has some of the most beautiful covers. You can see them up there on my shelf at all times. She has simply beautiful covers. Man, love her stuff. So good. And probably a lot of people's most anticipated release of the year, this is The Strength of the Few. Now this comes out on the 11th, but James did send me one a little early, and I'm glad because I want to show you guys how cool it is that Saga did this. A lot of people were upset that they changed the cover from the original first book. So what they did with this one, I can't talk today. Talking's not necessary for a booktube channel. So it has a reversible cover, so if you have that original cover and you want your covers to match, you can do that now. Now I'm like, did they need to sell the first book to have a reversible cover? So if you like this cover and you want to do it, I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I have to get in touch with Saga to see if they're going to do that, because I think that this cover is way more awesome than anything that the original cover had. But the original covers are very simple, and that's fine. That's what you're looking for. But I love good artwork, right? And guys, since I've already read this and know exactly what I'm looking at here on the cover, I love this cover quite a bit. Can't wait for you guys to read it because it was very good. Review will be coming out here very, very soon. If it depends on when I release this video, I might already have it out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I've got one left here. Or actually two. I got 2 left. 2 more. One's a mystery box. One was a mystery box until I opened it already. If you have my TikTok or Instagram, you've seen it already. I don't know what this is. Let's see. It's got some kind of, it's some form of Norse here. I don't know. I can't read Norse, so I don't know. Oh, it's in English at the bottom. A huntress strides the leaves with ease, but wonders where their body settles. Solves the riddles in the trees and then returns to stack the petals. Okay, let's see what this is, because it doesn't feel like a book. It feels like a t-shirt. I wonder if this is something I already opened and I just didn't know it yet. Just looks like a kerchief or yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is for or who it's from or what series it is. But thanks. It's very pretty. I got a kid who loves turtles, so maybe I'll let him roll with this for a little bit. I'm not sure. If this is from you, please let me know. Design, Ann Kent Rush, Wind, Barry Alexander Brown. Is that the Wind one that I opened earlier? Hang on, let me look, because I want to give proper credit for this if it was belonging to something else. Where is that one? Wind. It's called Wind, right? Yes, Barry Alexander Brown. This is Wind. Okay, so this goes to that. So that's my fault. I opened them out of order. That's on me. So guys, check out Wind by Barry Alexander Brown. I got one more box here. Like I said, if you guys follow me on Insta or TikTok, you might have seen this already. This is the deluxe edition of Red Rising. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and open her up and show you what is inside in case you missed that. How beautiful is this? And you got Io's little speech there. Those who know. But yeah. I used to say I wish more of you would read Red Rising, but I feel like it's pretty popular now. It's really kind of taken off, and Pierce has his own convention now, so I'm guessing that things are doing quite well. But it's still a series that I can't recommend enough. And I tell people, if you don't like book 1, I get it. I was lukewarm on book 1 when I read it, and then I read book 2, and it completely melted my face off. And then when I went through and reread them all before Lightbringer came out, I liked Red Rising so much more, because you knew you loved those characters, and that helped quite a bit. But Red Rising, your first time reading it, I think this deluxe edition really isn't as expensive as you think it is. For Del Rey, I think it's $50, and usually an edition like this is a couple hundred. But yeah, thank you so much to Del Rey for sending this over, and Pierce. I can't wait for book 7, Pierce. If you want to send me one of those early, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad at all. I would alpha read it for you and tell you how awesome it is. But, hey, if you want to do that, I can give you my P.O. box. But, guys, that's all I got from authors. How about some things from some viewers to close us out? This first one is a very popular book. I just don't know who sent it. During spooky season, obviously, a lot of things come up in a book I said I hadn't actually read when I did a video talking about book adaptations that were, not very good, really. It was like the book was better. I mean, obviously the book's better, but I'm talking about some horror movies that really kind of butcher the novel a little bit. And a lot of people brought up Psycho, and I was like, I don't know. I haven't actually read the book, but this is by Robert Bloch, obviously. Very, very famous book. How cool is this? Yeah, to look like the bathroom tiles. You haven't seen Psycho the movie. I mean, what are you doing? But I haven't read the book either. But this came over without a name, so I don't know who to give thank you to. So I'll take this opportunity to say thank you so much for who sent this. Please drop in my comments, drop in the messages, drop me an email, something like that. I've got all my contact info below, so I can tell you thank you for this, because this is awesome, and I want to add it to my spooky season list for next year, without a doubt. This is from one of my patrons. This is from Kellen. He knows I'm a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. Yeah, so as I got great nostalgia for Gen X things, and something that I think is very Gen X is the Little Golden Book. They're probably older than that, but I just know that everybody that was in Gen X had some of these. But this is a Little Golden Book of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Power of Friendship. They got all kinds of these. I've seen Star Wars, I've seen X-Files, Planet of the Apes. They got all kinds of stuff for these. I think I actually have The Night Before Christmas for my youngest kid. But yeah, if you're a Buffy fan, I think this is going to be just a howl for you to read. You can read it in one sitting, clearly, and, a cup of coffee. It's a lot of fun. But I like the animation in there. But it really does look like one of those classic Little Golden Books, and I think that's very, very charming. Thank you so much, Kellen. You continue to understand exactly what makes me work. This one is from a viewer named Michael. This book is called 14. It's by Peter Clines. And he has me very intrigued with this one. What do you say? It says it's a mix of Lovecraft, Blake Crouch, and the TV show Lost, kind of thrown into a blender in a supernatural sci-fi thriller. That sounds very, very cool, obviously. He also sent some really cool bookmarks and a sword of some sort, a katana. Bookmarks that look like the side of VHS tapes. Those will be getting used, obviously. And he knows the way to my heart, guys, because the way to my heart is through my coffee mug. He sent me some coffee. So, Michael, you are a legend. You are a hero. Thank you so much. I love trying new coffee, and this has 5 different kinds. Oh, woo. Wish you guys could smell this. Look at those. Are they like horror-themed coffees, too? I've never heard of this Bones Coffee. I've never heard of this brewery before. But my home will be brewing these very, very soon. Ha, that's nice. Looks like the Godfather. It's very cool. And Evil Dead, or Army of Darkness. Okay, that's very cool. Michael, you're a legend. Thank you, sir. I appreciate everyone who sent something over this month. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I hope I'm shining a light on your book. If you send it to me, thank you again. You don't have to do that. If it's helping you out even a touch, I'm so thankful that you give me the opportunity and the trust to do that. So guys, did you get anything new in the month of October? I'd love to hear about it. You want to see any more about these? Let me know. Again, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, where I do unboxings of most of this stuff. If you have any questions at all, please drop in the comments and let me know, and I will talk to you there.